Hello everyone, Neo Rashi here. Um, some of you, well, most of you probably don't know, but some of you may know that um, I'm actually one of the several um, character moderator at Anime-Planet. Basically, what we do is we help with the database. In my case, and the case of other character moderator, we help updating um, a bunch of anime and manga, light novel, and even like Chinese and Korean stuff. We update the character. If a character doesn't exist, we add them, and if it exists but um, more info is given to us, or we read the stuff and we learn more info about a character, uh, we we add them. And one thing that we do outside of helping each other's through requests that people make on the public Anime Planet Discord server, each season we choose a couple of anime. Usually it's at least one, and I think the max is five. And we become the main contributor for that series. When you're the main contributor, it's basically just basically mean that you're the one who will do the most um, character editing for that specific anime. Though usually we help each other out when like someone has something that prevents them from working on their series. So I joined the team in July 2023, so almost 2 years ago. Actually, I joined a couple days before my birthday, a couple days before my 35th birthday. I'm turning 37 in a 2.5 month now, and since then, I've worked on 21 season across 20 different series. So this includes the current season and one from a previous season that I haven't finished yet. So yeah, 21 season in total. Most of them are regular 12 or 13 episode series. There is one of them which is a Chinese series which has more episodes. I think it had 22, but the episodes are like 15 minutes. They're a bit shorter. So um, without further ado, let's start this. I've already posted them here. You cannot see all of them. There's one here that you cannot see. I'm gonna try to, yeah, I'm gonna move it like that, so that way you can see all the series. I'm gonna start with the Chinese stuff and then go chronologically. Maybe not exactly which series I watched first, but chronologically in release, like season release. So the first Chinese series I've worked on was this one, the girl downstairs. Oh wait, first, as you can see, I didn't give my tier list special name, so it's just S A B C D. Anything above D is stuff that I liked. D is stuff that I didn't like. So, spoiler alert: there's really not gonna be a lot of D's. From the top of my head, I think just one or two. And S is going to be like the top stuff, like basically the GOAT, if we can say. While ABC is going to be the stuff that I like, but not as much as what deserve to be on S rank. So let's start with. I'm gonna start with the girl downstairs. I was honestly surprised with this one. Um, I had no. When I looked at the summary, I was like, that doesn't look like that great. Um, but I had to do at least one Chinese series, so I decided to go with this one regardless. But I was really surprised. I liked it a lot more than I thought. So definitely worth a B tier. The second and last um, Chinese series I worked on is actually the one series that I have 2 seasons that I worked on, and it's Soulmate Adventure. Definitely an amazing um, series if you like action series with cute character. Honestly, the two main character, Feiling and Bayuxu, are both adorable and badass at the same time. And there's a lot of Fury subtext between the two of them. Actually, from what I heard, uh, the two are like not officially dating, but at the same time they're like officially together as like soulmates. Like they're not romantically involved, but they are still made for one another. So if you like action series with Yuri, some level of Yuri subtext, definitely look that up. But season one was amazing. Actually, I'm gonna put if I have to put one Chinese anime in S tier, it's definitely season one of Soulmate Adventure. I really like that one. Season two, however, is definitely not as great. I've only watched the first 4 episodes, and I feel like the two main character, have the while they still are the one that have the most screen time, so far they've taken quite a backseat. I don't think they even got into a single fight as of episode 3 or 4. So still good. Definitely not going to go through D tier. But for season two, so far I might change my mind when I watch the whole thing. But so far, pretty disappointed. So, but still really good. It's just disappointed compared to season one, which was amazing. So C tier. So again, I loved it, just not as much as season one. Okay, so now I'm going to do the actual seasonal stuff that I did. And for the first 3 seasons that I worked on, which basically summer, fall, um, yeah, summer 2023, fall 2023, and winter 2024. I only had one. I only worked on one season anime per season for these. The first is Am I Actually the Strongest? You may have heard me talk about this one because I believe I actually made a manga review, volume 2, I believe, of this series. It's actually thanks to the anime that I got interested into the manga. It was alright. Definitely not what I expected out of an isekai. Still kind of generic though. It's an isekai where the main character is OP. So I'm gonna start low and go with C tier. But I'm gonna repeat myself. C tier doesn't mean that I didn't like it. It just means that among the series that I liked, it's the one that I didn't like as much as the rest. On fall 2023, I watched the Family Circumstances of the Irregular Witch, and this one was really funny. I wasn't too much of a fan of the whole episodic format, but it was still great. So definitely going to give it a B tier. I think I'm gonna just put it under the girl downstairs. In winter 2024, I watched Hokkaido Gals Are Super Adorable, which is also the reason why I decided to get the manga when I saw my French, when I saw my anime manga store, sorry, carry the English. No, they didn't. They don't carry the English version. They carry the French version. But definitely one of the better rom-com that I've watched. So for this one, I'm going to go A tier. Also in summer, not summer, sorry. No. We're now in spring 2024. Spring 2024. I've watched 3 series, and yeah, this is better. The first one is Archdemon Dilemma: How to Love Your Health Bride. I think that was a pretty long series. I didn't like it as much as I hoped, but it was still pretty solid. Most likely because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking about it because one of my friends actually loved this series a lot. So talking about this series was actually more fun than watching it. So still not worth going down to D tier. But I'm going to have to give it a bottom of C tier. Next is Laid Back Camp Season 3. And this one, guys, it will surprise you because it is not going to be on S tier. Despite Laid Back Camp being my overall favorite series of all time, Season 3 was pretty weak. But I do not blame the anime studios. The anime studio actually did a great job with what they had to work with. I blame the original manga because Season 3 covers volume 10 through the first half of 14. And 11 wasn't that great. It was good, but not great. And volume 12 is by far the worst volume of the series. So it's weak, but because it features 2 of the weakest volumes of the series. So I'm still gonna put it in A tier, but like even below, it's not even going to be a top of A tier. Next is something that will anger people because I know it's a beloved series. But one of the series I worked on spring 2024 was Sound Euphonium Season 3. I didn't like Season 1. I actually did like Season 2. I loved it even. But I wasn't a fan of Season 3. And I really didn't like it. There's maybe one episode that I liked, and otherwise I was really disappointed. I'm not judging people who love this show. I think I can see the appeal, but it didn't appeal to me. So again, this is definitely going to piss some people off because I know the series is one of the better series, like one of the most beloved series when it comes to high school drama and stuff, but it's going to go on D tier. I'm sorry, fans of the series. I actually like most of the character. There is still stuff to like, but I didn't like this series personally. Next is Summer 2024, sorry. And this one is a interesting one because officially I worked on 3 series, but I had to drop one because I was getting a bit overwhelmed because this is when I left for Japan. And on top of that, on top of working on giving up on one of them, which is not the one I gave up on is not featured on this series. But 2 of them, I actually finished them in early January 2025. So 2 of them, I took over 6 months, almost 6 months to finish them. and I'm going to start with these two that I finished super late. The first one being VTuber Legend, and this one was surprisingly good. I wasn't too sure if I would like the series when I read a summary, but it ended up much better than I anticipated. So, going on A tier. Next is my dear friend Nokotan, and having read the first 4 volumes of the manga by the time I started this series, I my expectations were met. I wouldn't say it was the best thing ever, um, but yeah, my expectations were met. The other ridiculousness of the series was translated really well into the anime, and the OP is one of the best OP I've heard, at least last year. So it's also going to be A tier, actually above Laid Back Camp. Next and last series I watched in summer 2024 was My Wife Has No Emotion, and I think you might know where this one is going to be. This was actually the biggest surprise of the year 2024 for me. I mostly chose this one randomly because I knew about its existence, but I didn't know what to expect. But I still chose it to be the main contributor for this anime, and immediately after I watched episode 1, I went to buy the manga because I fell in love with the series immediately after one episode. Actually, it was featured in my recent top 10 series that surprised me the most. Next we're going to fall 2024, in which I only watched one series, and that one series was Maggie Lumiere Magical Girl Incorporation. I chose this one knowing that I'm not a huge fan of Magical Girl, mostly because of how different it actually felt. When I saw a Magical Girl show where Magical Girl are an actual job that mostly only adults do, I thought it was an interesting twist. And before these anime start airing, I actually started the manga. The manga is pretty good, and so was the anime, but it's still a Magical Girl show, so definitely not too keen into these. So it's going to be bottom of B tier. I loved it a lot more than I expected, but there's something that made me not like it as much as I thought it would be. Also, the two main characters, Magical Girl uniform, are like super basic. Like they basically feel like glorified high school girl uniform, which is kind of weird considering both characters are over 20 years old. So we're actually almost done. There's only 2 seasons left, and as you can see, there's a lot. There's still quite a bit left because on the last season I watched 3 series, and this current season I'm watching 5, so there's still 8 left. So for winter 2025, I'm going to start with the one I like the least, which is Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. Despite me not liking it all that much, I still decided to give the manga a go because I saw that my manga store carried volume 1 through 4 in French. They released all 4 at the same time. I don't know why. But I definitely liked it. But there were moments that I really didn't like. Because it's kind of a isekai, but at the same time reverse isekai, because the main guy goes to the dream world, and the elf which comes from the dream world come to our world, hence the name Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. So it was really weird. Um, so it's going to be on C tier, but top of C tier. Next is Okitsura. The name is a bit too long, so but it's basically a story where a guy moves from Tokyo to Okinawa and falls in love with a local girl, but the local girl basically only speaks the Okinawan dialect, which is apparently super complicated to understand even for Japanese people, at least according to this series. Uh, I didn't know I would love it that much. Actually, I liked it more than Hokkaido Gals are super adorable, so it's definitely going to be top of A tier, at least for now. Next is where is it? Where is it? This one, Medalist, and this one again you can figure out. Given how much I praised it, you know where this one is going to be. Top of S tier for now, at least. Um, I really don't know why I love this so much. I you know the story. I mentioned it in my top 10 series that surprised me recently, and I have no idea why I love this so much, but I do. It's in my top 10 favorite series of all time, and it's been in my top 10 favorite series of all time as soon as I read volume 1 of the manga. And now that I watch the anime, I was even more amazed. And now that season 2 is coming at some point, I'm super hyped. Definitely looking forward to season 2. And subsequent volume of the manga, at least. I've read up to volume 6, and I own volume 7. I didn't get to read it yet, but I'm going to read it someday soon. Okay, so now there's only 5 series left, and they're all from spring 2025, so basically the current airing animes. So, as of when I'm recording this, I've only watched exactly 2 episodes of each. So again, like Soulmate Adventure Season 2, my opinion might change, but this is how I rank them so far. First is actually for this one I'm going to go in order that I watched them, which means I watched let me just remember the order. It was like this. Yeah, it was like this. Okay. Yeah, I got. They were almost the right order already. First is Please Put Them On, Takamine-san. This one is weird. I've actually I've read the first 2 volumes of the manga before starting the anime, and the manga isn't great. It's good, but not great. There are certainly some stuff that would definitely make people uncomfortable, and I'll let you read the summary for that, because I'm definitely not going to. I'm going to get banned from YouTube if I explain exactly what happened early in the series, at least. It. I like the manga, but as I can, it's not great, but it's good. But after watching the first 2 episodes of the anime, I really hope that episode 3 onward are going to fix what I don't like. But there's definitely something wrong with the pacing. Like, we're 2 episodes in, and I think it only covered like the first 2 chapter of the manga. or first three maybe, but it's uh, I'm going to put it on D tier, but like top of D tier. So far I'm really not a fan. But I'm not going to give it up. I'm still going to maintain my status as the main contributor for this series. But so far I don't have high expectation for this one. Next, Zatsutabi. Um, Again, another series where you know where this one is. Um, this one is so good. This one I actually watched 3 episodes, and it's one of the best animes I have watched since I watched Laid Back Camp for the first time in 2021. Actually, of all the series that I've watched as part of um, me contributing to Anime-Planet as a main contributor for any of the 20 series that I've watched so far, Zatsutabi, only 3 episodes in, and it's my favorite series that I worked on. Period. And this is by a fairly large margin, even though I didn't think that anything would surpass Medalist, because Medalist was amazing. It did. 1 episode in, and I already liked it more than I liked Medalist. And I've been praising Medalist since I started the manga almost a year ago. Next is a series that I watched season 1 but didn't work on. It's the Haharen-san series season 2. And I'm kind of mitigated with this one. Not mitigated, sorry, that was the wrong word. I wouldn't say it's mid, but I watched 3 episodes of that one as well, and episode 2 was bad. Like, episode 1 was amazing, episode 3 was pretty solid, but episode 2 was just bad. It was boring. So that definitely killed some of the hype I had for this season 2, because season 1 was great. So it's going to be mid. So far, again, it might change, but so far mid B tier. Next is Mono, a series that I personally was really looking forward to watch, and read as well, because it's the other series made by Afro, who made Laid Back Camp, and you'll probably be surprised at where I put this, given what I said about Laid Back Camp. But as far as anime goes, top of A tier, so above Laid Back Camp season 3. Not like best series of all time material, at least not at the moment, but definitely really great. And I think VTuber, I have too much stuff on A tier, so I'm going to drop VTuber Legend top of B tier. So it's a little bit more balanced. And last but not least, Food for the Soul. This is an anime that I recently learned that, and it's actually, what I'm going to say is the reason why I actually chose to become the main contributor of this series when I saw that no one had taken this series on. This one is actually partially made. I don't know if it's partially made or fully made. Probably just partially, because it's an anime and not a manga, but it's partially made by Atto. Atto being the guy who made Non-Non-Biori, which is one of my favorite series of all time. And 2 episodes in, you can definitely get the feeling of Non-Non-Biori. It's very similar in vibe. The only difference is that the characters are all university students instead of like children and young teenagers. But I definitely get the laid back and vibe with this one. Also, um, also to finish things off, I'm actually going to play the OP of that series because it is amazing. I'm going to talk over it though, so go watch the OP yourself if you're interested. Uh, but yeah, the music stopped. So this is it. Oh, the music is yeah, sorry, the music has kind of cut. Okay, this one. Okay, yeah. Seems to be a little quieter, but oh well. So, what do I think about this? Loving it. Um, that I was definitely surprised. Maybe not as surprised as I was with Zatsutabi, but um, even though as someone who's super picky and don't usually like fancy food, this series has really made me hungry every episode I watch. Actually, I think the two episodes I watched so far, I think I actually ate something while watching it. So it's also going to be an S tier, but bottom of S tier, just under Soulmate Adventure. So this is it. Um, so just to make a quick recap, on D tier, I have Sound Euphonium season 3, and please put them on Takamine-san. On C tier, I have oh god, I forgot about the name. An Archhuman Dilemma, Soulmate Adventure Season 2, and My Actually the Strongest, Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. And in B tier, we have Maggie Lumiere, Aran-san Volume 2, Season 2, sorry, the family circumstances of the irregular witch, The Girl Downstairs, and VTuber Legend. And on A tier, we have Laid Back M Season 3, My Dear Friend Nokotan, Hokkaido Gals Are Super Adorable, Okitsura, and Mono. And finally, in S tier, we have Food for the Souls, which OP we just ended a couple seconds ago, Soulmate Adventure Season 1, My Wife Has No Emotion, Medalist. Now I can say Medalist Season 1 because Season 2 has actually been confirmed. Same for Maggie Lumiere, by the way. Maggie Lumiere, I'm definitely going to watch Season 2, even though I put it on bottom of B tier, I still loved it. And finally, the one series that actually won't shut up about, I don't think there's a single day I haven't mentioned that, at least somewhere on Discord. But yeah, Zatsutabi is definitely. Uh, I really don't think anything else will surpass this. Zatsutabi is the GOAT in terms of animes I worked on as an character moderator for Anime-Planet. So again, you really should check out, if you like my anime list, you really should check out Anime-Planet. Personally, uh, I've actually joined Anime-Planet before I got back into animes in 2020. I joined in August 2019, but I started to become active on Anime-Planet in 2021. So a couple months, actually, basically when I started to love non-beer. Actually, Anime-Planet is one of the main reason, if not the main reason, why how I discovered my top three series of all time. And I mean Laid Back Camp, Non Non Berry, and A Place Further Than the Universe. Uh, this is well, maybe not Laid Back Camp, but Non Non Berry and A Place Further Than the Universe are definitely two series that I was actually suggested to me by Anime-Planet. Like if you have your account, sometime it will make suggestion or like newest anime recommendation or um, newest manga recommendation. Sometimes there's a section that say if you like this, you might like this, and this is basically how I discovered non-binary, and a place further than the universe. That's actually how I discovered a lot of series that I love today. So hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you uh, tomorrow actually for my weekly old because I've got so far 3 books and I'm getting another later today. Have a good day, everyone.